everybody, and welcome to our roller prompt for the 13th of August. Oh, I didn't realise it was 13th today. Might be bad luck. It might be doubly bad luck because haven't formulated a complete plan in my head. But you know what's new there. We'll wing it. Altered paperclip, blue, cardstock, stamp, buttons, and floral. Okay, I'm nearly there in my head. I'm going to alter one of these gigantic paper clips again because I like them primarily. I have one or two blue ones left. One there. I just think they're fun. I think for whoever receives these, ultimately they're just fun, aren't they? So I need some card that is at least as long as the shorter leg, because the back leg is going to go over the thing like that. So this side needs to be at least as long as this. Right. Okay. What I'm going to do is cut this in half down here. Well, not quite in half actually, just so it's longer than that front leg, you know, the shorter leg. So I'm going to made a mark there. So I'm going to cut that. And then I'll tell you what it measures out of curiosity. Need to move it up a bit, not right to the end. Doesn't look exactly square, this card. Maybe I've already hacked a bit off it, who knows. Anyway, we'll try that. We can always tidy it up later on, further down the line. Right, so I now have a piece that I'm going to work with. I don't think that's tall enough. I had in my mind that I was going to use these flowers, you see. Well, I mean, they just patently don't fit. So what I'm going to have to do is use this. And that's perfect. Right. Oh dear, we're off to a flying start. Right, I want to make this like a little sideways pocket. But this is the only blue I've got left, so I'm a bit limited to the size I can make, because that's going to be my background. Let's just see, I need it to be a little bit less than that. Yeah, so to about there, I would say. So I'll just line that up and fold that. Whoops. Let's just have another check before. Yeah, that's all right. That's okay. Right, let's crease that in. Happy with that. Now, I just want to, I've got a little bit of space here, so I need to crease it. There. Just where that ends. Right, so I might just even get my scoreboard out for that, guys, because I need it to be pretty square. So just line that up with a groove. Any groove will do. Any groove will do. That's lovely. Pop that away and fold that over. Let's just rub that. Oh, nobody's going to see that's on the inside. Fold it over on that groove line that you've just made. Marvellous. And then I want a little sort of side. You'll see in a minute what I'm making. No, what I'm trying to make. So I'll cut that off there, and the little Timmy trimmer will do that perfectly. So, where's my mark? There's my mark. Lovely. Right. Let's see what we've got. We've got a side, no, it's not opening. It's not going to open. I'm going to glue it down. Got a side pocket. Ooh, glue. Right, and that's going to go, I need a backing piece from here. And my little leg is going to, my little leg, oh my little leg. My little leg's going to go over that, like that. So this is going to be the, can you see what I'm making yet? Oh dear, I told you I hadn't thought this through. And that's going to get stuck onto there, like that. And that will be our altered paper clip. So Heidi Hody, how easy was that? That's got a bit of a white mark on there, so I might use the other end. Like that. That's going to get stuck over the paper clip. And there's our altered paper clip. Alright guys, see you. Good night. Oh dear. The rest of it will be pure blinking me mumbling to myself. So, as I'm very good at doing, I'm really trying to teach myself to speak up. Because when I get thinking about things, I just mumble. I know I do. I know I'm doing it. But I just can't seem to get past it. Right, so there we go. That's going to be the back of our paper clip. So we don't quite need that yet. The pocket's going to go in that way. Like that. Why did I need 3 then? Why did I need this piece? Just a bit of support maybe? I don't know. I don't know why I thought I needed that, but it's not a bad plan. Bit of support. Right, so now we can decorate. And I'm going to decorate this piece before I stick that on because it's just easier, isn't it? It's just easier. And I'm going to use tea stained paper for the decoration. This bit's been around the block once or twice, but it's perfectly fine. And I just want to leave the slightest margin so you can actually see that it's blue. Otherwise, oh, I don't need it that long. Let's cut it to about there. Yeah, otherwise I'll be breaking the laws of the roller prompt. I nearly did yesterday when I dropped my ink pad onto my work, but we salvaged it, I think. I'll cut that there and cut that there. Let's have a look and see. So if we were to pop that on there, I like that. Put that over, yes, that's looking mighty fine. So I think I'll stick that down I'll stick this down, I'll stick that down. Do I want to ink around this? Yeah, I might actually. And I might just use, tea dye actually. Something quite light. I couldn't tell you what this has been used for already, so it might be really dark when it comes out. Oh no, we're all right. I think my dauber might be falling apart. That's the thing, they don't actually last forever, and they weren't invented for this constant flicking on the edge of things. They were invented for, bless you Bob, they were invented for blending, you know. So Mr. Tim says that you're shortening the life by doing this, but this is pretty much all I ever do with mine. So is that going to look all right? Of course it is. Right, stick this down then. Hope you're all still enjoying the roller prompts. I'm still enjoying them. It's every day it gives me something to think about. You know what I'm gonna do, and I know it doesn't appear like I've been thinking about it, but I have, honest. There we go. I'll leave that off a minute. Stick that down. I'm not going to ink around my blue card. I don't like that idea. I've got just a smidge there that's not quite straight. I told you this wasn't straight, this card. I mean, it's nothing. That's it. So let's stick this down. Making progress. Yeah, but it's all the waffly bits at the end, isn't it? It's those that take the time deciding what to do. I'm not sure I can even remember what the theme was today. What was the theme? The theme was floral. Okay. Well, we're not doing the world's best start on floral, are we? But it'll get florally, don't you worry. Right, that's perfect. Marvellous. Let's pop the pin back in there while I think about what I'm going to do next. I've got to use some buttons somewhere. That's a bit of a bugbear, isn't it? I could use some buttons down there. That might be the solution. So let's get my tin of buttons out that I showed you yesterday. See what I've got. They're quite nice. That's quite nice. Oh, I like these ones. They're a bit big for this project, aren't they? I need some smaller ones. That's a dinky little butterfly there. I might get away with just one. Ooh, look at that. Turquoise heart. Who knew I had that? Oh, there's this little 4-hole guy. He might do all right. Have I got any more of those? Yeah, I knew this was going to happen. I knew I was going to have to tip the lot out and see what I've got. Oh, there's a dinky one. Yeah, I like that. Any more? Any more of those, or is there just one? That's a dinky little light blue one. Yeah, coming together. And that's a different one there. Yeah, I quite like those actually. Those are the right size. I've got another one of those if I wanted to make them all the same. Got another one of, oh, I did have, there it is, of those. There's some really nice ones. I mean, look at that bird, it's so cute. And that, there's some really nice ones. I got them from eBay. Right, there's 3 of those. Let's try those together then and see if they look better than the 3 disparate ones. No, I like the 3. I like the 3 different ones. So, there we are. Right, let's get these back in the tin, otherwise there's no room to do anything else. Oh, I've just wiped away all my buttons. Right. Whoa, nearly right. One for the floor, of course. So yeah, that's my blue button tin. I do have another tin, this one, but it's just got odds and ends in. It's a waste of a tin actually, that. I need to get myself sorted. Right, so let's just make a mark where I want to glue these, because otherwise you know what happens. Well, if you haven't been watching me before, you don't know what happens, but I can tell you, I haven't got a straight eye in my head, so they all end up on the wonk. Right, so I'm 3/8 of an inch in, which I think is plenty. Yeah. Actually, a quarter might do it. Let's have a look. No, I'm going 3/8 in, and I'm going to measure down 3/8 from the top, and then 6/8, which is 3/4, and then 1 1/8, which is there. So I've got my 3 marks where my buttons are going to get glued. And trust me, as I say, if you've ever watched me before, you will realise that's very important. So I'm going to use my E6000, if I can get into it. This really needs a good clean as well. And I'm just going to put a little drop of glue on each mark that I've made. And that will be sufficient. It's blinking strong stuff, this E6000, and it's also quite smelly. If you're prone to having weak chest or whatever, make sure all your windows are open, etc. Oh, they're quite close together. It's all right though. I'm just going to snuggle it down a little bit. I think that's all right. It's just to get the ruler out again, you know, you can never be too careful. It's like, ooh, I bet they're not straight now, just dadded it on her head. So I'm just going to get that at 1/4 and just make sure they're absolutely square. Yeah, I'm happy with that, that's fine. So that's got over the button problem, the buttonage. So next thing to do is to cover this and stick that down. Okay, I must confess I paused there, I had my lunch, very nice it was too. So now I'm back on the case. So the thing to do is let's stick this down. A nice little thin bead of glue. There we go. And then we'll see what we need to do next. Can't get the pin in my glue. There we go. Right, so fold this over and glue it down. Lovely, we're coming along. So I want some tea stain paper for this as well. I'm not doing it like a collage. I was tempted to actually, but we've been doing a lot of collaging recently. So I thought, no. That's what I thought, no. So I'm just going to make a mark there and there. And hopefully that should be something like the mark that we made, the length that we made for the other. Time will tell. Okay, so let's hope that that is something like the right size. I'd say that's something like the right size. I'd say that's blooming perfect. So I'm going to taste it. Yeah, not going to taste it. I'm almost though. I'm going to use tea dye as my ink and go around the edge of this as we did the other one, which is similar to tea dye. Oh dear. Well, it's another quite nice day here. I mean, it is by no means warm. I've still got my winter cardigan on, which usually I'm complaining in the winter is way too warm, and I'm indoors and I've got my winter cardigan on, so that should tell you it's not any heat wave here by any stretch. Right, so I'm going to stick that on there. I don't think there's anything else I need to do before I do that. Don't think so. I hope this ends up pretty and not just boring. Obviously. Might be better if I'd thought it completely through, but I didn't. So this is just a really small margin all around there, like that. Okay, so that's the construction done. The construction part of it is complete. Now we get on to the fancy part, as Keon would say. So I have got out of my drawer of die cuts, etc., this leaf that has had glossy accents on it. That was for another project actually some time ago, but it hasn't been used yet, but it's really shiny. So it'd be a shame not to use that. I've got a blue butterfly, might be a bit on the big side, and I've got a selection of these die cuts that I used. That looks like it's just plain card actually, but I cut them out on watercolour paper and then I dyed them with faded jeans distress ink, which I quite like. So that's kind of that really. That's what I'm going to be using. Does that fit there? Down a little bit to there. Yeah, that would go there. That's the perfect height for that. And I also need some leaves. Maybe they need to go in the background. Maybe I need some leaves for there. Oh my goodness, I do not know. I'm not sure about putting anything on there. I might leave that just plain, which would be all right. Let's pop the leaves behind. And then these. I mean, do we need any more than just that? I ask myself. I mean, that's quite pretty in actuality. It's a quiz, isn't it? The only other blue thing that I've got is that flower that I made to show you when I was making flowers. Oh, hang on. I've got some Prima flowers here. They're quite pretty, aren't they? Do I really want more of those sort of flowers? I've done these for days on end now. No, as much as I love you, go away. I think I can't deal with this leaf like this, as big as it is in one piece. I think I might have to snip it up. It's not speaking to me, this. It's not speaking to me at all. I'm going to stamp it. That's what I'm going to do. It needs some sort of background. I've got this butterfly stamp here, this titchy little one. I could stamp that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just do it. Don't we have to use a stamp anyway? Alter paperclip, blue, cardstock, stamp, buttons and floral. Yeah, so I needed to include a stamp anyway. I'm just going to go for this little blue one. Oh, that looks like it's quite bright. Let's have a look. It's not too bad, but it's not really the colour I wanted, if I'm honest with you. Let's put that back in the drawer and get out the faded jeans, which never let me down. Do you remember when you were young how particular you were about how faded your jeans were? They couldn't be too over faded. Couldn't be too under faded, too blue. Honestly, must have driven our parents mad. That's better. That's a better colour. It's a much fuzzier image. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but the difference between those two stamps is incredible. You don't get good stamping from distress. You just don't. That's not what it was intended for. I'm just thinking now about embossing the stamps. No, don't get too fancy for your own good. Just don't. So I'm just going to pop that there. That's quite pale, but I'm all right with that. And just some round here. Be an idea, wouldn't it, if I put on the things that I want to put on, and then I'd know. I think that's plentiful with that. Maybe don't even need the blue butterfly. Jury's out on the butterfly, but that's kind of where these are going to go. So I could probably get another one in there. Okay, I think that's okay actually. I'll call it at that. With the regards to this, I'm making a drama out of this. Honestly, there's no need for it to be a drama. I'm just going to snip these off down here. And this one. Don't know why, it's just what I felt like. So they're going to go up there like that. And then I'm going to have this. Coming up, that's the right way. Kind of like that. But I'd like that over the top. And that underneath, so how can I do that? I don't even know if that looks right. Let's just stick it on. Let's just stick it on. I'm just going to put a tiny mark here, which is where the stem's going to go, and a tiny mark there, which is where that leaf's going to go. And let's give it a go. Give it a go. So I definitely want these ones to be stuck down. But, and I want the stem stuck down, I want those over the top, so I'm not actually going to put any glue on them at the minute. Right, so where's my mark gone? Not my mark? That must be my mark, I guess. So they come up like that and go to about there. Right, so that's lovely, but this isn't stuck down, so we can get our flower behind that. Whew, honestly, like I say, make a drama out of it, why don't you? Could serialise it on the telly. Yeah, I like that with that coming over the top. So let's get this one glued on. Can you imagine if they made a serial about me and Mr. F? Our everyday lives. Honestly, it would be so boring. Because I don't do much apart from craft. Mr. F would be better to follow because he does at least go out to charity shops and things. Alright, so I'm going to pop that there, that coming up there, and that, come on, come on, come on, why are you doing that to me? Honestly. That to there, right, okay, stick that down. Lovely. And this over the top. I mean, if we were making a masterpiece, I could understand it. But, you know, it's not. It's just not a masterpiece. I mean, it might end up at best looking quite nice. Right, so we've got one leaf behind the flower, one in front of it, so I quite like that. Happy with that. So I've got these little ones here, and I'm just wondering if I put that one there and snip the top off one of these, if that would, what that would look like. Yeah, I like it, and I think it needs it. So, oh, that's probably nicer. This little one here, do you fit on? No, you're just a bit too big. So you'll have to step up to the mark. I hope you're enjoying these and that you're playing along. If you are and you want to show us what you've been making, we have a Facebook group and it's called Junk Journals and Mini Albums. That's what it's called. Junk Journals and Mini Albums. I almost forgot, but no, that's its name. Junk Journals and Mini Albums. Over on Facebook. Please join, or please ask to join, and fill in there's 3 questions. So if you fill those in, that would be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, your application won't proceed, because that's just the way it is. And then once in there, you'll find that we are a very, very kind and lovely lot of people. And if you post anything, people will always say how nice it is and boost you up a little bit. There we go. Lovely. Right. Yeah, quite like that. That's okay. I could probably get away with another butterfly down in there now. I've got this little bit though, you know. I could put that there. Yeah, let's do that. Use up that whole leaf, because I'm sure if I leave this kicking around in my die cuts box, it is never going to see the light of day again. So let's just use it up. There we are. Lovely. That's lovely. That's made things better. So let's get the butterfly stamp out again. I'm just going to put one down there. Can't help feeling this needs some lace or something. It looks very one-dimensional. Which way do I want him going? I want him going like that. Let me have a think about it. Does it need lace? I'm just going to pause for a sec. I shall be back promptly. Right, I did have a think. I have found some lace and I think that's what we need. And I'm going to put it down there. I also have to make a card to go in this little pocket, which I completely forgot about. So I'm just going to use a bit of art glitter glue because it's just a tiny little bit along there, just to pretty it up a bit. It all looks fairly, oh, don't care, I don't know, not pretty enough. There we go. This bit on the end is a bit not so nice, so I won't use it. There we are. Yeah, I think that's better. It's softened it a bit. It's not a brilliant work of art, but it's beginning to look a little better. There we are, right. Yeah, it's coming together better now. Okay, so now I need to make a card to fit in there. Now let's just work out which was the piece that I think this might have been the piece we were keeping. So I need one piece for the back of here. that the paper clip's going to go onto, like that. And then I need, no, that's all I need, isn't it? That's all I need. Yeah, don't be silly. Right, so that's that piece. So out of these two remnants, I need to be able to make a card. And that to me looks like a hot contender. Just mark it. Don't forget that the glue, when you put glue on something, it squidges, so don't make your card right down to the bottom or right up to the top. I'm going to try it about there and see if that's right, but I might have to lose a little bit more off it yet. I'll just give it a try there. Yeah, it's almost there. I'm just going to stick my bone folder in and see if there's any glue caught. And then give it another go. I mean, I can easily take this down size-wise. No, that's perfect. Right, let's turn it over again. See what's what. So that's going to go into there, like that. And that's what that's going to do, is going to cover up everything. So that's no good. So let's make a mark there and there. That's where we need to cut it to get the right length. There. Yeah, that looks straight to me. Okay. And what I'm going to do is cover it with tea stain paper, but I'm going to add a little bit of lace to that just as a pull tag, and I'll just use the same lace that I used before. I only need a little, you only need a teeny tiny bit really. There. And let's just put that in. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4.5 inches. So 2 1/4 is where I need to centre this on. Lovely. I don't quite know what Bobby's seen, but whatever it is interesting. It's interesting to him. There's somebody walking the dog actually. Just clean the nozzle of that. It's getting a bit goopy. And just fold that over. I think that's enough there actually. I'm just going to do it that size. I don't want it to be ginormous. Just a little tiny little tag. So I'll trim my remnants off there. Lovely. So when that's in there, you can pull it out with that. But I am going to cover this once again with, oh, I've got glue everywhere, with tea stained paper, of course. What else would I use? So I want that just in a little bit, same as before. Just hold it up to your paper and just mark just short of the edge, just short of the edge. And this bit, there we go. So that should fit on quite nicely to our little tag. I'm going to put tea dye ink, that's what I'm going to do. Here it is, right in front of me, around it, because we've done that with all the tea stained paper. So just for a bit of continuity. That's fine. Now let's get that stuck on to where? Where shall we stick it? Because I don't know. Onto here. Is it gone on the missing list, but it's back. There we go. Let's get that in place. Lovely. Yeah, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Put the lid on your glue. I'm in one of those days today where I can't hit the lid. I can't even speak now, evidently, either, so we'll leave it at that. Just want to make sure that it's stuck either side of that lace, because sometimes it doesn't want to stick there. Okay, that's fine. Do I need anything on that? I have got things I can put on that. I might leave it just like that and stamp some butterflies on, because that way then I'm not adding any bulk to it, so it'll go in and out okay. From once you start sticking things on, you're adding bulk, as you know. Just one more will do, I think. I've been a bit more upright like that. There we go. That's fine. I'm happy with that. That's all it needs. So let's pop that into there. Hope that ink's dry. So there we are. So we've got this indication here that there is something, but you can still see all the decoration we've put down there. So that's it. And now we just need to glue one thing to other, and then we're all right. Now I think I used dark glitter glue the last time I did this. I think it worked perfectly well. Is that in the middle? Maybe not. I'm just going to put a bit of that same lace through the top of my paper clip, just to pretty it up a bit, so it all looks like it belongs together. There we go. And then just push that right down as far as you can, the paper clip that is, like that. That's lovely. That's the very back of the paper clip. So that's going to get stuck onto that like that, and then definitely Bobby's your uncle. I don't know if I want to use that. Yeah, I'll use that. So I'm going to put lots of glue around the paper clip and a bit of lace to hold it on as well. And then I'm going on the paper clip itself. And then around it, sort of under it and around it. Because you really do need to make sure this is stuck well, because there's quite a bit of force generated when you're trying to take it off the page. So you don't want to be left with just the paper clip, is what I'm trying to say. And plenty glue up there around that paper clip, because that's the bit that never wants to stick. Okay, I think that's sufficient. So that's the right way, that's the right way. Okay, Stick it on. Make sure you've got as much contact as you can get. Honestly, altered paper clips, all they are is something, a piece of ephemera with this contraption stuck on the back. It could be anything. You know, the last time we made like almost a whole journal page that was just had a paper clip stuck to the back of it. I think we went on actually to make that into a double paper clip, but there we go. That is my offering for today. It's not the most exciting actually, to be honest. But let's just check we've got everything that we need. Altered paper clip, check. Blue, check. Cardstock, check. Stamp, yep. Buttons, yep. Floral, it's definitely floral. I feel like it's not the prettiest thing I've ever made. But if you were doing a blue flowery journal, it would be perfect. I like the addition of the lace. I think that was necessary. And it has got a little pocket in it. So now you know how to do that. You can do that in any style at all. You know, I've gone through you all the bits that you really need to be aware of. And then you end up with that. And lo and behold, let's pretend this is our journal. So that would just be stuck onto there. And then you'd have your altered paper clip. Much underused, I think. Much underused. Because as I say, you can use any bit of ephemera that you like and turn it into an altered paper clip like that. So there you go, guys, with regards to that. Next thing that we have to do is roll the prompt for Saturday, the live. Okay. Now it's going to be a bit tricky because I haven't got my book organised. Saturday the 14th of August. Roller prompt. Right, I just had to pause there because I had to put the categories in the big red book because we'd run out of that. Oops, doesn't want to come out to play. Yeah, we'd run out of that. So, don't think the giraffe is the best paperclip in the world. Well, not for a giant book. Not saying you're no good, Mr. Giraffe, just not for a book of these rather large proportions. Okay, so is that level to roll my dice on? I don't know. I'll do it here. I should bring it to your attention. I have changed some things. So now the type reads, it's exactly the same, but just in case, you know, you want to freeze this and do your own identically, we've got tag, journaling card, envelope, pockets, altered paper clip and tummy tuck. They are the exact same 6 that we had on the last page. The colours have changed a little. We've now got pastel for a colour, you know, anything pastel. I'm just imagining gelatos and nice things. White, which we didn't have before. Green, orange, which we didn't have before, and I don't really know what I'm going to do with it, but it's on there. Purple and pink/coral. You know, I'll leave that to you. The paper, I think, is the same. Napkins, digi, cardstock, book page, music paper, and 12x12s. For 12x12s, read 8x8, something, you know, a boat pad, really, is what I'm meaning. Focal point numbers, receipt, which I couldn't spell, /ticket, that sort of thing. Sticker, fussy cut, die cut, stamp. Stamp can be either a postage stamp or a stamp that you stamp on yourself. The decoration, charms, buttons, lace, fabric, ribbon, which we didn't have before, and gems, which we didn't have before. Style, that's changed up a bit. We've got industrial, autumn, floral, Edith, shabby chic, and nature. So there we are. When I get a minute, I'll write down these numbers down here so we know when we roll them what we've got. In fact, I'll just do it right now, because otherwise you roll a number and you don't know what it is. So these numbers that I'm rolling are for the live tomorrow. So let's hope we get some decent ones. And I'm not really foundering around in the dark. Okay, so they've all got numbers on now. So all that remains is to roll the dice. Now I'm just going to move this to the side and get somewhere really nice and flat to roll it on. So the first one is type. 2, that's the journaling card. Excellent. 2, journaling card. So I'll write this on my list. Okay, so now we're on to the next one, which is the colour. 6. It just wound its way around to 6 there. Which is pink coral. Oh, that's a change, isn't it? Definitely. Pink coral. I think my brain stopped working about an hour ago. The next one is paper. 2, that's a digi. It's all going well so far. Digi. And now for the focal point. Oh, it's a 2. I don't know if you can see that. It's a 2, which is what? Receipt or ticket? Ooh. Well, I'll put it in to test myself, so. Some of these were suggested by Keon. The receipt ticket one was, so if you don't like it, blame her. The next is decoration. And it's a 3, which is lace. Okay. Okay. And the last one, possibly the most important, is the style. Because if I get industrial, I just don't know how I'm going to do that with pink or coral, but never mind. 6, nature. Well, that could have been a heck of a lot worse. Nature. Let's put this over here. Okay, so that's shut the book up for today. And for the live tomorrow, we have got a journaling card in pink or corally pink colours. I'll put my die away. Digi, receipt or ticket, lace, and nature. Well, it could be a lot worse than that, guys. We've had a lot worse. Anyway, that brings proceedings to a close for today. There is the altered paper clip that we made. I'm not altogether convinced. I'm delighted with that. But as an idea, it's quite a good idea. You've made the altered paper clip into a little pocket. So it's become a nice, useful piece of ephemera on your page. And they're not difficult to make. Now you know how to do it. You can make your own and make it really pretty and whatever. So that's the end of that, guys. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow on the live, 4 o'clock. Here, right here on this YouTube channel, and we'll set about these prompts. Behave yourselves. Bye.